corgi that wishes it was a sheep. So it's Corgi Day, and corgis are my favorite dog ever, just like Peach is here. And so I have to create a special corgi as I do every year. Well, every year I come up with a different corgi design and I crochet it for y'all and I show you what I made. And well, Peaches and I were talking. And we were wondering exactly what kind of corgi should we do for Corgi Day 2026. It's a very important decision. Last year we did Sharpay Evans, and the year before I did fruit corgis. Well, I only ended up with one fruit corgi, but I made the ideas for all the others, so it still counts. There was one thing that just kept coming to my mind, so I did it, but it wasn't exactly worthy of Corgi Day. And it's fine, and you'll see it later in this video. But what should I do for actual Corgi Day? My family and I are going to see The Sheep Detective. And I just got to thinking, what if there was a corgi that wishes it was a sheep? Yeah, I know. You don't wish you were a sheep. It's not you. Anyway, I thought that was an interesting idea. So that's what I did in less than 6 hours. No planning, had never done anything like this before. I have lost my mind. Come and watch my chaotic vlog on how I crocheted a corgi in 6 hours and took it to the theater and went to go see a movie. And then I'll give you like a teeny tiny spoiler-free mini review of the movie because it surprised me. Yesterday was Corgi Day and I did design a corgi for that. Technically, here he is. This is Chip and he is a chocolate chip corgi. Little chocolate chip nose. I love this yarn. It is a Hobby Lobby yarn that I bought years ago. I don't think it's discontinued. I'm pretty sure it's still around, but I bought it years ago because I was like, oh my gosh, it looks like chocolate chip cookie dough. But my family and I are going to go see The Sheep Detective, and we're going to see it in a matter of hours. I am going to try and design a corgi in a sheep outfit. It's not going to be easy because to make a sheep, I need either loop stitches or bobble stitches, neither of which are easy in the round. I was thinking about maybe making just a regular corgi and then having it wear like a little sheep vest with a hood. I don't know. We're gonna see which one actually works out. I could actually make the entire body bobbles and then make it like a little wig cap bobble type hood. I don't know. We're just gonna see which one works out. Also, please pray that my body cooperates for all these hours because otherwise it's not gonna happen. So I have my Premier Parfait Chunky in the color white and I think this is a new color, almond butter. So I think those are the two colors I'm gonna use. And then of course I have my new little tool, which is gonna make my life so much easier. I'll show you how it works. I don't want the fuzz to go everywhere. So I just remove a little bit of the fuzz from the ends of this because this yarn is very fuzzy. I mean, it causes lots of problems. So what I do is I just get so that the thread part is exposed and twist it a little bit. I'll make sure. Okay, there we go. I'm just melting the thread and a little bit of the yarn so that when I try to work with this, it won't get everywhere. Okay, that's one. Now let's do the other one. This was sent to me by the lovely Kato company, and I absolutely love it. This actually isn't what it's used for. It's actually used for jewelry making to melt that plastic cord, and it's also used for ribbon cutting. You can cut a ribbon with this so that it won't fray. Also, you can use it for getting threads off of clothing. I know a lot of people like take lighters and light the ends of these and stuff, but that's so much more dangerous. This I have a lot more control over. Wait for it to smoke or turn red. You're gonna melt the thread and a little bit of the yarn, but it's okay. You're supposed to. When I found out what this was used for, I told them that I was curious if I could use it like other people use a lighter to melt chenille yarn, and they were like, I don't know, give it a try. So that's what I'm doing. So I've been doing this for a bit and I really like it and the results are pretty great. So I'm gonna let this one dry and make this. You want this to be a little bit cool before you put the cap back on. Just make sure you always put the cap back on for safety reasons. There's also a little hole in the top so that it'll still cool off while it's in there. So here's the white one. Now watch. Ta-da! See if this one's dry yet. It also comes with a bonus head and the little charger cord and this cute little brush to clean it if it ever gets, you know, kind of dirty. So it just all comes in this nice little box. I will link this down below if you would like one for yourself. And there's a discount code if you look in the description box. Thanks, Kato. I love this thing. Okay, I grabbed one more color. This is Honey Bunny and the color 3. I don't know. It's a Honey Bunny yarn because it's still compatible. And I think I'm going to make the muzzle out of this. Yeah, because I don't want to use white for the muzzle when everything else is white. That's not going to look like a corgi. So I think I'm going to start with the ears and the muzzle because those are the only parts I have to sew, and everything else will be made as no sew. That's the plan, which means gotta use this again. And looks like the Harry Gold Show has a new video, so that's awesome. If you've never seen the Harry Gold Show, highly recommend. It looks like the new one is What If Stranger Things was an 80s cartoon? So I think I'm gonna watch that while I work on the muzzle. This is how it's looking. But I just noticed something. Do I pivot and just make a little sheep? I'm not gonna pivot because it's Corgi Day, but good to know. Apparently I can design a sheep pattern. Now I just have to sew on the ears, and while I do that, let's chat. I had a corgi. She passed away several years ago, and I designed this little pattern. Well, not this one specifically. No, not this one specifically, but I did design a corgi pattern to honor her. And what is wrong with me? Why can I not figure out which way the ear goes? Y'all, this is my pattern, and all of a sudden I can't remember what... You know what? Which way does your ear go? Okay. Anyway, I had a corgi. Her name was Lickety, and she came with that name. She was a rescue, and she was a good girl. I love her still. We had her for several years. The story of me getting her was kind of funny. I might tell that story someday. If you want to know that story, let me know down below. Maybe I will tell it on a Spoonie tale. Can't you remember when I started to like corgis? I think it might be Murder, She Purred. I think that might be where my love of corgis came in. I don't know, but that is definitely one of my first memories of even knowing what a corgi was. So Murder, She Purred. Oh, how appropriate, because it's a murder mystery movie and I'm going to see Sheep Detective. Anyway, Murder, She Purred is a movie where a lady who lives in a small town, there's a murder that happens and she helps solve it, but really the ones who solve it are her cat and her dog, Mrs. Murphy and Tucker. Mrs. Murphy, I believe, was voiced by Blythe Danner. Apparently this was based on a series of books or something. I had never heard of it, but one day it was on TV and my mother and I were like, a dog and a cat that solve murders, why not? So we watched it and we immediately fell in love with Tucker and the turkey wall. Tucker was the Pembroke Welsh Corgi, owned by Ricky Lake's character. Mrs. Murphy was his best friend, who was a cat, and they solve a murder together. And they have to figure out how to communicate because they can't actually talk. You can hear the voices in their head and they can communicate with each other, but it's not creepy like the movie Cats and Dogs. No. It's like Homeward Bound, where the voice is in their head. And the humans can't hear them, but the animals can hear each other. So it's really fun. It's a great movie. But that is my first memory of actually knowing what a corgi was, I think, was Tucker, who was an absolute sweetheart. And if you know that movie and you don't love Tucker, what is wrong with you? But anyway, Tucker is a sweet, sweet character. He's a lovable oaf, but he's also very brave when needed to be. So if you've never seen that movie, I highly recommend it. So it has Ricky Lake, it has Edie McClurg, it has Christina Pickles, Ed Begley Jr., and I'm forgetting a whole bunch of important people. But anyway, it has a fun cast. It definitely has a made-for-TV feel, but it's still really, really cute. It's a great movie with a corgi in it. Murder mystery with a corgi and a cat. Also, a pair of German Shepherds, I believe. They're funny. So right now it looks like a cow wearing a sheep's outfit, but that's because I need to do the nose and the eye details. And I am running out of space on my camera, so I'm gonna have to do that off camera and then I'll show you the final result. Okay, you ready? It's a little sheep corgi. Definitely a good decision. I'm glad I didn't go with just making a regular sheep because this is so much cuter. What would a sheep corgi's name be? Monty Wooly? Oh, this is so cute. Now he just needs like a little detective, a little magnifying glass, or a deer stalker cap. I didn't write down the pattern for this one, but I did make notes along the way, and I could definitely recreate this, but I don't know if I'd want to do a tutorial on this. Ugh. I don't think I would. So I'd probably make it a written pattern if I made it any kind of pattern. However, I don't have an Etsy shop or a website or anything, so I don't do written patterns right now, except for Instagram, but this is too cute to get stolen off of Instagram, so no. But if I ever made a pattern for this, I'll let you guys know. Maybe next Easter. Okay, so we're off to the theater. Ta-da! So this is my movie fit. What do we think? With the little bow. I told you I wear bows. Of course, I can't forget my favorite accessory. The sheep corgi. So cute. I don't want to bring my big purse, and I don't want to bring my little purse because you won't fit. So I may have to grab my wicked bag. I don't know. I think this will work. Yep. Perfect. Now I just dump the contents of this into that. I wish I had this in gold or black, or green even, but oh well. We do what we gotta do. So, I'm so excited for this movie. I think it's gonna be so good. I have seen only good things about this. Everybody is saying it's like Knives Out meets Babe, which is perfect, because I love Knives Out and I love Babe. Anti-nausea things, because who knows. Little lavender sage. Yes, I crocheted this. Isn't that cute? Also, this yarn is glow in the dark, so in the theater, I can see this in my dark purse, which is really nice. But this is a little lavender and sage essential oil. I use it when I get some of my dysautonomia attacks, because sometimes it can calm down your nervous system, which is really nice. Sometimes it doesn't work, because sometimes it's a different dysautonomia attack. Yay, chronic illness. But anyway, but sometimes I get lucky and it works, so. Okay, do I have everything? No, I don't have meds. That's important. Meds. And then my phone is what you're watching, so that's all good to go. And we have everything. Oh. Wait, my mandatory accessory that I have to wear with everything, a portable heating pad. Thankfully it kind of blends in with the dress until I turn on the button. Then it doesn't blend. See, right now you can almost not see it, but then I have to go like that. That's unfortunate, but it's okay. Sometimes when I wear this underclothing, I look so pregnant, it's not even funny. Because it adds so much bulk when you wear it underneath things. So you know what, I've just pretty much embraced, I'm just wearing it on top, and if people ask, I just tell them. I don't care, I'm not embarrassed. Hey, it keeps me from having pain attacks, then I'm gonna go with that. So, are you ready? Let's go to the movies. Okay, so I'm home now, and I saw The Sheep Detectives with my father. It was really good. No spoilers, but my review would be 8 out of 10. Can't give it a 9, but 8 out of 10. And if I'd been paying a little bit more attention to my first instinct, I actually would have solved it. Should not have second-guessed myself, but oh well. I absolutely loved all the sheep. They were so great. I think my favorite might have been Mopple, but all of them were great. Honestly, no notes to the sheep. The craziest thing, though, that no one's talking about in any reviews, I have to bring this up because I'm a Disney nerd. Who remembers the movie Sky High? Do you remember Zach? You know, the kid who glows. Well, what if I was to tell you, Zach, now years later, he's the cop in the movie. Did not recognize him at all. Came home, looked him up on IMDb, and I was like, why do I know that face? That's why I know that face. Because Sky High is one of my favorite movies. And yeah, he was so good. He was really, really good. And, the whole time I'm watching the movie, the reporter, I'm like, where have I seen him before? I had just seen him in a preview for another movie that's coming out, but he wasn't wearing glasses. That was the only difference. He's going to be in the He-Man Master of the Universe. which I gotta admit, I saw the preview and now I kind of want to see it. So yeah, that's where I'd seen him before. He was just in a preview in the theater. So yeah, whoever does the costumes for this movie, I love and approve of all of them, but Emma Thompson's were the best. Just, I love it. Everything matched. It was just so great. I love it. I love it. I love it. I wish she'd gotten a couple more outfit changes, but sadly, just 2. But they stood out. As for the plot, the shepherd passes away. The sheep have to basically help the cop figure out who did it, because the cop has never handled a murder investigation in his life. He teams up with the reporter who needs a story, and the cop needs to be a hero. So, and the sheep just want justice. All the pieces fit. So if you went back and watched the movie and were like, oh, I could have figured that out, you probably could have. I think Agatha Christie would approve. I don't have a problem with kids seeing it. I think kids will be fine. There were a lot of kids there, but I loved it. And I loved going with my father. He was cracking up. I was cracking up. We had to sit in the back because it was a very small theater and you have to pick your seats. And the only seats together were in the back on one side or the other. That was our choice. So we were on the left-hand side of the theater, and my dad was like right on the stairs. So every time somebody came up the stairs, kind of messed with his view. The only thing that made this a less enjoyable experience was the fact that there were teenagers on our row and they kept getting up to leave. First of all, they arrived like 15 minutes into the movie, okay, and they sat down for like 3 seconds, and then they got up and left. Then they came back, were on their phones, giggling, talking the entire time. Then they got up and left a couple more times, and then they left permanently, like they never came back. The credits rolled and everything. No sign of them. Feel bad for their parents paying for their movie because they didn't even see it. So, yeah. Also, when I was getting my drink, this was kind of funny, but only because nothing happened. I was getting my drink and I was standing in line and I was already thinking, like, what can I drink? Because there's not a lot of options and water is way too cold out of the fountain. Ooh. So I just got fruit punch, which is a bright red liquid. Thankfully, I'm wearing black. I do not have a lot of peripheral vision in my left eye because of a neuro issue. I've talked about it before. We don't need to go into it. But thankfully, I was turned just enough that I could see right here. There was a kid coming straight at me. I couldn't go backwards and I couldn't go forwards, and I just braced for impact. And he stopped like right here. And he goes, whoa! And he's like, sorry. I'm like, it's okay. The girl on this side, though, I turned and she was like, she saw what was about to happen. And she said, are you okay? I said, yeah. Would have been worse for him. And I showed her the color of my drink. It's like, it's bright red. He was wearing a t-shirt. Definitely would have been worse for him. You know, but nobody got any liquids on them, and that was a very good thing. So, yeah. Other than that, great experience. Thank you so much for indulging me and watching this video. It was a lot of fun. Let me know if you would like to see me do another timed challenge. I have a few ideas. I'm so glad if you enjoyed this video. If you want to see what I did last Corgi Day, you can watch right there. Remember, life happens, yarn helps, and spoonies can stitch it up too. I'll see you Monday.